What's going on, investors? Welcome back to the channel. So I have a breaking news to share with you guys about Bionano Genomics, but before we dive into the breaking news, in this video we are going to also talk about profitability, okay, when Bionano Genomics is expected to be profitable. According to Pacific Biosciences of California, according to the press release that they shared about 2 weeks ago, Pacb is expected to be profitable in about 2026, which of course is like the next 3 to 4 years, okay. Meanwhile, we don't have anything from Bionano Genomics, but according to my own models and according to experts, you know, the analysts that are presently covering Bionano Genomics, we are going to take a look at when Bionano Genomics is likely, okay, to be profitable, so that at least we can see massive return on our investment. And at the end of this video, we are going to take a look at the symposium and of course the technical analysis of Bionano Genomics, what is going on, and I will share my own opinion with you guys on what you should expect, okay, in the next couple of days and next week. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so Bionano Genomics dropped a press release today. If you go to Bionano Laboratories, you guys can see that they have added a new service, okay. Under the clinical services, they used to only provide service about FSHD1 testing, but right now they have added optical genome mapping diagnosis, okay, HEME1, that is the name of this service. If you check it out, you can see genome-wide social variant detection by optical genome mapping, whole blood and bone marrow, okay. And you can see right here what is OGMDX HEME1. OGMDX HEME1 is a laboratory developed test, LDT, that detects structural variant SVs defined by professional and medical guidelines as cytogenomic targets that aid in the diagnosis, prognosis, and therapeutic management of individuals with hematological, you know, malignancies, okay, hematologic malignancies. And this is an assay, okay. This assay is indicated for individuals who are suspected of having a new diagnosis of a hematological malignancy, and for individuals who have an existing diagnosis of hematological malignancy such as acute lymphoblastic leukemia, acute myeloid leukemia, B-cell lymphoma, chronic lymphocytic leukemia, chronic myelogenous leukemia, multiple myeloma, myelodysplastic syndrome, myeloproliferative neoplasm, and then plasma cell neoplasm, okay. So, and there is no information about how much Bionano Genomics is expected to make from this, but you guys can see how it is performed. The test method, optical genome mapping, is performed yada yada using Bionano Genomics Inc. USA, yada yada, and then some frequently asked question about this, okay. What is optical genome mapping, yada yada, and so on and so forth. So this is a good news, okay. I expect Bngo to keep coming up, you know, with new services, okay, which is going to help them to increase their revenue. It means we don't have to depend on the likes of, you know, Praxis Genomics, for example. Bngo can at least use their own technology, you know, to attend to their customers, to their, maybe laboratories are going to send in some samples for Bionano Genomics to, you know, test for them, you know, under this MN1, something like that. So this is a very good thing. And for data service, you can see OGM data services overview, and yeah, so this is literally what Bionano Genomics Laboratory is all about so far, okay. FSHD1 testing and OGMDX HEME1, okay. This one is fascioscapulohumeral dystrophy. So this is the press release from Bionano Genomics on this, okay. Bionano Laboratories expand its clinical testing menu with launch of its first OGM-based laboratory developed test, okay, for hematological malignancy. So yeah, we already spoke about it. This is, the name is OGMDX HEME1, acute lympho, ALL, AML, you know, CLL, and CML and MDS. So now let's take a look at what comment do we have. So we have a comment from Justin Lighton, okay, Vice President of Bionano Genomics Laboratories. He said, I quote, "We are pleased to see the launch of Bionano Laboratories LDT for ML malignancies, which can assist patients in their diagnostic and prognostic journey. Her laboratory's robust LDT validation is designed to provide a comprehensive evaluation of genome-wide SVs that will allow oncologists to assess the best potential therapies for malignancy patients. We believe the continued development of OGM-based LDTs will allow Bionano Laboratories to help create a roadmap for how OGM might be leveraged in a clinical setting. So yeah, that is that about the breaking news, guys. Now let's talk about Bionano Genomics. Okay, now first thing I want to share with you guys is the short volume ratio. Okay, last week some short sellers took profit last week. Okay, the short volume ratio decreased to 28 in God knows when. You guys can see it used to be the minimum was 36 again. After 28 was 36 last week, but before then it used to be 50, 60, 70, even more than 70 at one point. Okay, but last week on Thursday or so, or Friday, this is Friday I believe, it decreased to 28 because investors were expecting Bngo. This week is the symposium and they were scared of what could happen. I think that is why, but somehow it has increased a little bit to about 54. Okay, and that is the first thing. The second thing is Bngo today is trading below $2 again. Okay, we failed to break above $2. Okay, and if you take a look at the days range, you can see 1.81 and 1.94. It is very tight. There is literally no volume. Okay, Bionano Genomics average volume is 7.7. The reason why I'm showing you guys this page is because I think Bngo we need a volume above 10 million. Okay, if we want to see a rally, we need a positive volume, a green volume, a buy volume, not a sell volume. Okay, we need something above 10 million. If you guys spot this volume above 10 million, you should know the next day is going to be very volatile. Okay, and of course it could be negative or positive, but I think if we have a green volume, okay, closing above 10 million, I think the following day is supposed to be a positive one for the share price of the company. So so nothing really dramatic is going on with the share price. I mean, up and down between 1.8 to 1.995, and that is that about that. Now I want to share with you guys this information right here, okay, about Bionano Genomics, when Bionano Genomics is expected to be profitable, in my opinion. Now this right here is the estimate of Bionano Genomics, okay, and what some analysts are expecting Bngo to return. Okay, this right here, you guys can see, if you take a look at this, you can see that yearly revenue versus estimate. In 2021, Bionano Genomics reported $17.9 million. Okay, in 2022 they reported 28. They are expected to report $28 million in 2022. Then if you take a look at this, you can see the growth. Okay, now if you take a look at 2026, which Pacb is expected, okay, according to Pacb, they expect to be profitable, okay, to be cash flow positive in 2026. You guys can see that Bngo in 2026 estimate is $182 million in total revenue. Now the easiest way to calculate this is if you take a look at the financials of Bionano Genomics. Okay, if you take a look at this right here, you can see total revenue is increasing, meanwhile everything else is decreasing. For example, operating expenses has been increasing as well. Operating income has been decreasing. So if expenses is also increasing while revenue is increasing, there is no sense in that. Okay, now if you come down, you can see how much Bionano Genomics is spending per quarter or per year. Now if Bionano Genomics in 2022, for example, okay, if they are expected to bring in about, let's see, for example, operating expenses 125, this is 2022, okay, not yet complete. So far we have about minus $116 million, okay, for 2022. It's not yet complete because the fourth quarter is still not there. This is just the 3 quarters of 2022. Now if we have minus 116 and Bionano Genomics is spending about $30 million, so if you add 30 million to this, you have already close to 150 million in 2022. Now if they expect Bngo to be profitable, I mean if they expect Bionano Genomics to bring in 2025 $140 million, it means we are 2 years behind in terms of expected revenue. we are 2 years behind. So Bionano Genomics is either they stop spending more money and stay at the same level of $150 so that by the time we get to 2025 the company can at least break even. Okay, but if they continue to increase their expenses according to what the graph is saying, then this is not good. Okay, but if they stay at the same expenses or they start to bring it lower, I don't know how they can do that. Okay, if they start to bring it lower, perhaps in 2024 this company might be, might break even, and then in 2025 could be profitable. Okay, now of course there are other factors that you can easily put into the equation. Okay, that if you want to calculate all, we still have cash at hand and so on and so forth, which is worrying at the moment. But so far you guys can see that if Bngo spend maximum $150 million okay, every year, they can break even in 2025 to 2026. Okay, or become profitable in 2026 if the total expenses, okay, if they stop spending too much money. So I think, yeah, so to end the video, we have the symposium, okay, still going on. Today is the second day. If you go to the auditorium, you can see what is going on. Yesterday was about hematological malignancies. Today is about solid tumor, and we already have some experts, they spoke about solid tumor, and there was also a panel. Okay, Bionano Genomics made several tweets about that already. Tomorrow is going to be constitutional genetic diseases, and then next tomorrow is going to be cell bioprocessing. So then that is going to bring the 2023 symposium to an end. Remember to smash the like button. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Like always, if you want to learn more, you can become a patron of the channel. It costs about $3. Link is in the description below, where I share all my ideas about Bionano Genomics. See you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.